Internet new video on YouTube. There's a new video on YouTube. We need to watch the video. Yeah. Alright, change this line of code, make that work. Uh-oh. They're coming! Hey, look, the video. Hooray! So to continue from last video, we're going to start off by making some text. We first start off with the initial creation of the module, and as you can see, the HUD just appears in the middle of the screen. And then I was able to get the text to be able to show the score, which goes up with every bullet hit. Then I simply added the life to this feature. Which then, as you can see here, is perfectly working here. Running around, score goes up, hit by a player, my life goes down, it's perfect. So essentially, to make this work, this is done via having the player know when it hits a monster right here. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Hold up. There we go. And so when the player hits the monster here, the main player group, where the sprite is checking against the monster group, it is true for killing the second object here. And then all it does is, if the hit variable is true, it takes away life from a score, and then if life equals 0, the game just completely ends. And then similarly for the projectiles, it's a lot easier, since once it is hit, the groups are checked against each other, and they both are destroyed here, and it simply just adds a score, so it automatically destroys both of the objects for us, which is really awesome. And then to get this into the text, all we have to do is simply make our text variables here, and then we simply write out the score, and we put them into the font to render. Although for some reason this font doesn't work, we don't worry about that. I first started off by being able to just simply get the enemies to spawn with the press of a button, which works pretty well here. And then it kind of went infinitely, and this is a little bit too many enemies. And then I finally was able to get it to work a little bit better. But now it pauses every time because I put a sleep function in between it. And this is not very optimal at all for gameplay. Finally, I was able to put a limiter on the code, and here we are having them come in bunches, which works perfectly. Not perfect, but it's good enough. Now, I make it my goal to use artificial intelligence as less as I can in this project. Recently I ported the project to GitHub to make it easier, and I noticed something a little off. So, of course, I turned off the artificial intelligence as quick as I could. But now, for the final boss fight features. I initially started with a giant beam for the final level, where it's able to like spray around. And then, through a bit more code, I was able to add a giant blob. Yep, there we go, perfect. And it should, yeah. And And then I was able to get it to hopefully show the victory text right there. Perfect. Awesome. So I went to everyone's favorite audio website, freesound.org, to go find some sounds to use. And found this. But anyway, we got some regular music here. And then a shooting sound. And then an enemy sound. And finally a victory sound. Overall, this is how the project turned out. And I mean, it's not beautiful. It's not the most perfect thing in the world, but I think it was a great learning experience. Learn to use classes, learn to use the modules, learn to make a good program, audio. And I call it a great success. Overall, this was really fun to make, and I hope you guys loved watching it. I hope to hopefully maybe able to update this more, and I want to try and experiment with more libraries, but that's all for the next video, and thanks for watching.